Good afternoon, everybody. Alliance Nation. My name is Alec Fitzgerald, though most people call me Fitz. Today is April 7th, 2020, and I get the opportunity today to share with you the Alliance opportunity. Now, I go by Fitz. I am the CEO of the Fitz Group. I'm also a senior board member with the Alliance, and I'm going to share with you how all of that is true. So anyway, I don't know about you, but for me, I have been an entrepreneur since I was 8 years old. I am 43 now, I'll be 44 this summer. And since I was 8 years old, I've been an entrepreneur. And I don't know how many entrepreneurs are listening today. Usually entrepreneur is synonymous with being broke. And so maybe that's you. Maybe that's where you're at. You're an entrepreneur that has just not found the right opportunity yet. Or maybe you're somebody who is you work your job because you got to provide for your family, but you just think, man, there's got to be a better way than what's going on here. So my story started at really 8 years old. My big brother, who is 13 years older than I am, was home on leave from the Army. And he said to me, little brother, go make your own money. Don't be dependent on mom and dad for money. And when you leave home, don't ever come back. That was advice I got from my big brother when I was 8 years old. I still remember it to this day. And every time I see my brother, he tells me, you did good, little brother. And I appreciate it because it was certainly intentional. So my brother had good reason for saying that. When I was 5 years old, my father had 6 bypasses done at one time. This was 1981. My father had 6 bypasses done at one time. They gave him 6 months to live. He made it 12 years. And it was seen as a tremendous success. If you're doing that math, that means my father passed away when I was 17. But, my dad was a self-employed chiropractor. And the problem with that is he was out of work for 6 months. I'm the youngest of 4. My 2 older siblings in 1981 were both already in college. And my parents had a very real decision to make. Who do we put through school? Because we can only put one of them through school. So they took out a coin, flipped it. It came up, my sister. They decided to put my sister through school. So they went to my brother and they said, look, we know that you've been saving up. We know you got savings. We know we've been putting in money in, but we can't put both of you through school. We chose your sister. We're going to take your savings and put it into her savings account so we can put her through school. You're going to have to figure out your own way. Well, my brother, my dad was a Navy man. My brother went out the next day and joined the Army. And my dad said, what the heck? My brother said, well, hey, look, if I got to pay for college, I might as well fast rope out of helicopters and shoot things. And my brother became an airborne ranger and had a successful military career, but not career. He wasn't in it, 20 years, nothing, but he was successful while he was there. But that's where he made that recommendation to me when I was 8 years old. So at 8, I started looking for ways to make money. And I found a lot of them. I won't bore you with all the stories. Most of the things that I did were legal. Some were not. Don't judge me. That was when I was a lot younger. Anyway, about 15 years old, I went to Mr. Trainum. Now, Mr. Trainum was a farmer that lived down the road. I grew up in Burlington, North Carolina, and this Mr. Trainum was down the road. He's a tobacco farmer, and I went to him. He was kind of a grandfather to me, taught me how to hunt and fish and all the things that boys growing up in the country should know how to do, right? And I went to him one day and I said, Mr. Trainum, I want to make $1 million. I want to make $1 million. How do you make $1 million? He was just the wisest man I could think of, so I went to him to ask. And when I did, what he said to me, no kidding, was, well, you got to get a whole bunch of real estate, rent it all out, bam, $1 million. I said, I got a question. He said, what's your question, son? I said, where do I get the real estate from? He said, you're not hearing me. You got to get a whole bunch of real estate, rent it all out, bam, $1 million. I thought, that's not, how do I rent it all out? He said, you're not paying attention to me, son. You got to get a whole bunch of real estate, rent it all out, bam, $1 million. That's all I got from Mr. Trainum. And so my 15-year-old mind said, okay, I got to get a whole bunch of real estate. When I was 17, it was December of 1993. I was bagging groceries at the local Winn-Dixie grocery store. And my friend Jamie, who was bagging next to me, said, hey, you like making money, right? I said, I sure do. He said, you need to come to the Best Western tomorrow night and meet this guy. They call him Double A. Turned out his name was Andy Albright. Those were his initials. But at that point, all I knew was Double A. And it'll make sense when you meet him because he got a lot of energy. So, okay. So I went to the Best Western, December of 1993. And my now mentor and friend, Andy Albright, was up front drawing some circles on a board. And I didn't know what all that meant, but I knew that dude was going somewhere. And when he got there, I wanted to be with him. And so I just decided to do whatever he was doing. A month later, my own father passed away. And several months later, I went off to college. Now, I went to the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Yay, or don't hold it against me. But I went there to become a doctor. I wanted to become a doctor because I wanted to make a lot of money so I could buy a whole bunch of real estate, rent it all out, bam, $1 million. No kidding. That's what I wanted. And so that was the game plan. And throughout college, as I got towards the end, I started heading towards youth ministry, and I didn't want to be a youth minister. I love my kids. I don't love everybody else's. And I certainly wanted to make a lot of money, and youth ministers aren't known to make a lot of money. And so when I graduated college, I did not go get a job. Instead, I worked with my friend and mentor, Andy, in building different businesses. And we had a couple that were maybe starting to take hold. And one day, Andy said to me, go get your insurance license. This was July of 1999. He said, go get your insurance license. I said, no, I do not want to be an insurance agent. I want to build a business. Nothing against being an insurance agent. That's just not what I want to do. I want to build a business. He said, whatever. You're broke. It pays $500 a sale. Go get your license. Took me a week to go get my license. And my first commission check was $1,800. So I very quickly believed that there was real money to be made. And since then, I've made nearly $20 million in the insurance business. It has been a good business for me. I'm going to tell you how I did that in going through this opportunity. I'm going to tell you all the details, all the questions that you got. I'm going to answer for you. And if not, at the end, I'll give you my contact information. Just shoot me a message and I'll answer the questions there. I don't care. I believe that this is a real opportunity that everybody can get their hands on and go do exactly what I've done. So with that, I'm going to jump into a real quick 3-minute video. And after that, I'll get into some frequently asked questions. So here's the video.
Everybody knows that easy money is hard to come by. You could win the lottery, but only one person in a million will win it big, and odds are it won't be you. You could find money on the street or in your laundry, and that's easy money, but chances are it won't be enough to live on. What about simple money? That's where you go off to your job every day, and at the end of the week, your boss hands you a paycheck. Lots of us have simple money. The problem is, the harder you work, the more money the company makes, but your weekly paycheck stays exactly the same. If you do it long enough, your boss might throw you a bone at your annual review. But either way, your pay is out of your control. But what if you could enjoy the predictability of a simple money job and feel like you're getting paid what you're worth? Instead of clocking in a 40-plus hour work week for mediocre pay, what if you could double or triple your income with less work? That may sound incredible, but that's just what many of our teammates are doing every week in an industry that's been thriving since it was invented more than 3 centuries ago. This is where the Alliance steps in. And we're not a typical company. We're more like a matchmaker, bringing customers and solutions together based on their compatibility. Here's how it works. Every day, thousands of people are going through major life changes. They're getting married, they're having babies, or they're buying a home. And that's when they realize that if something tragic happened to them, a loved one could be left holding the bag. So every day we contact people going through these life changes and ask about their money situation. Many admit that they'd need financial help if tragedy struck, so we get detailed information on who they are and how and when to contact them, and we give that information to teammates like you. When you meet with them, you'll assess their situation and find a matching life insurance company who can cover their expenses in an unexpected crisis. And the life insurance company will reward you in a big way. It's a win-win-win situation. The customer wins peace of mind, the life insurance company wins a customer, and you win a big commission check. And, crazy as it seems, hundreds of people are letting us know every day that they need help, and we just can't get to them all. Our question for you, then, is how many families can you help this week? 5? 10? 100? Because with the Alliance, your compensation is limited only by how much you want to work. Plus, when you're ready, you can hire a team of friends to help you out and build a long-lasting and stable business of your own. The more families you help as a team, the bigger your compensation will be. So, whether you're looking to earn some extra money on the side or looking to start a business, Isn't it time to take charge of your destiny? Contact a team member today and find out if the Alliance is right for you.
All right. Frequently asked questions. That video, I think really does a great job of giving you a very high-level view of what we're doing. It's 3 minutes long, so no way to cover all the details. What I want to do now is kind of drive in to the questions that you may have. This is a broadcast, so I can't hear you asking them, but this is what most people ask, these 5 questions. Number 1, what is the Alliance? Number 2, what is the opportunity? Number 3, how do I do it? Number 4, how much can I make? And number 5, who else is doing it? These 5 questions we're going to drill down for you. So number 1, what is the Alliance? I often introduce myself as, my name is Fitz. I'm the CEO of the Fitz Group and senior board member with the Alliance. And people say, how can you be 2 things at one time? Well, I'm a husband and a father. I'm a son. I'm a brother. I'm a business owner. There's lots of things I can be at one time. That's not that complicated, but the Alliance is an alliance of life insurance agents and agencies from across the country. Just that simple. When I first got started in the insurance business back in 1999, man, it was a mess. And we're going to talk about the mess when I get into it. But in 2002, there was about 14 of us around the country that just decided, you know what, we don't like the way the industry works. It's a wealthy industry, multi-trillion dollars, lots of money to be made. And so we want to make a lot of money, but we don't want to do it the way it's always been done. Traditionally in the insurance business, it's every man out for themselves, stab you in the back. You go out and make a sale, your competitor comes in right behind you and says, that guy lied to you and replaces your business. I mean, that's how the industry works. It's really ugly. I don't know if every industry is like that, but we just didn't want to do that. So in 2002, the 14 agencies came together and said, we're going to form an alliance. Now, that's what we called it. But we're going to stay independent. If you check with the Department of Insurance in Texas, the Fitz Group is a licensed insurance agency. If you check with the IRS, the Fitz Group pays taxes. Yes, we pay taxes. We're independent, yet at the same time, we're choosing to cooperate with one another so that we can get ahead faster, so we can provide for our families faster, and by helping other families faster. So it really is an alliance of insurance agents and agencies from across the country. We find out information, we share it. We don't keep it to ourselves. Yet at the same time, we're competing with one another, a good, healthy competition. But listen, nobody here enjoys winning when the other person running the race broke their leg. There's no glory in that victory. We want everybody to run at their best, and then let's compete. It's a really fun environment, one that's pretty unique in the industry and certainly in the world, and one that we're proud to say we have. We love our culture for sure. We work with insurance companies like Mutual Omaha, who's been in business since 1909. The Alliance produces leads and has a system and strategy to sell to those leads. By following the system, you can build your own 6-figure income. Yeah, 6-figure income. And then on top of that, the system helps you build a large agency network with massive override income potential. We're going to talk about the income pieces here in just on question number 4. But listen, you want to go out there and make 6 figures? Go make yourself 6 figures. We're going to support you. Whatever it is that you want to do, we'll support you in that effort. Question number 2, what is the opportunity? Well, we sell life insurance. I mean, it's not sexy, but it's the only thing that you're guaranteed to use if you have it. I remember back when I was probably in college, I remember somebody saying that toilet paper is recession proof. And I thought, I mean, now we're in the midst of this COVID-19, and certainly there was a run on toilet paper, which is funny. I guess people just want to blow their nose. But I guess toilet paper is recession proof, except when I was in college, I went to Kazakhstan for 6 weeks, 1996. That's when I learned that toilet paper is actually optional. It's you don't have to have it. Just don't shake left hands. You know what I'm saying? So we sell the one thing that if you owned, you're certain to use it. Life insurance. Okay. So we market to people who've just had a life event. Everybody has life events. We're marketing specifically to people who just had a new mortgage, just refied, had a new baby or adopted one, got married, got divorced, recently had a death in the family. These life events are events that cause people to think about buying life insurance. Most people don't wake up in the morning and go, I think it's the prudent thing for me to buy life insurance for my family. Nobody wakes up thinking that. There's usually an emotional trigger that happens, and those are life events. So we are just trying to get in front of people while they're still thinking about it. We do, 1 million pieces of direct mail every single week. We do telemarketing department calling 1 million people every single week. We got search engine optimization. We got television commercials, primarily for the senior market. We got people interested off of Facebook and other social media outlets. Like people are reaching out to us asking to buy life insurance. So while we're out there taking care of a very simple product, now I got to tell you, our marketing is not gimmicky. There's no promises. We're not promising them a free cruise. We're not giving them a drawing for an iPad. We're not going to bring them an umbrella just because they sent this back. They're putting down all their personal information. They even sign it most of the time saying they're the ones that sent it in. Like 40% of the time they put down their social security number, and we're not asking for one. So we really legitimately have people contacting us, asking us to come sell them life insurance. Blows my mind because I don't want to invite people over to sell me life insurance, but a lot of people do, and we're able to go take care of them. Now, while we're there, we're uncovering that one of our target markets is actually the 78 million baby boomers born between 1946 and 1964. Recently, somebody said, it's 1965. You get the range. It's the boomer market. Right now, boomers, their number one concern is outliving their money. They're concerned that they're going to be 90 years old and have no money. The other concern they have is they're going to be 90 years old and die and have lots of money left over, and Uncle Sam's going to take it all in the transition to the descendants. So we're able to actually help that. We're able to help them with that. Most people spend more time planning for vacations than on their own financial planning. To help people protect themselves, we work with many insurance companies. I think we have 25 companies, like 80 products now. We've got the tools. We've got the resources to serve our clients. And right now, in the current market that we're in, we're helping people like crazy, rescuing them from their 401k plans or helping them invest into tax-free retirement savings that they don't know about. But we have the tools, and frankly, we're the only ones. Question number 3, how do I do it? All right. So I got to tell you, when I first got started back in 1999, true story, and I know it sounds like I'm lying about something else if I said true story here, but that's just what I say, true story. When I got trained, I didn't get trained. I was given a phone script to make phone calls with to people who supposedly had asked to buy insurance. This phone script had been photocopied so many times it was diagonal. Okay. So there were words missing. I had to make them up. And then they were all written in italics. Somebody thought, whoever wrote that initial script thought the italics was a pretty font. And so they wrote it in italics. Now, I wasn't trained on how to say the script. Nobody demonstrated how to do it. There was no audio of here's how you do the phone script. No, nobody. They handed me the script and they said, read this on the phone and you'll book appointments. Then they said, when you go to the home, read this brochure to them and they'll buy. I'm not kidding. And I know I got some friends probably listening in right now who were around 20 years ago. This is the true story. And so I'm a fairly literal person. Just know this if we're ever talking. It takes effort for me to read between the lines. I really do take people at face value on what they're saying. And so they said, read it. Well, I read it. And I was taught that italics were used for emphasis. It's not a pretty font. It's for emphasis in the written word. And so I literally yelled at people on the phone. It went something like this. Hey, Bob, this is Fitz from the Mortgage Protection Center. And I hear on the other end of the phone, I hear Bob go, are you yelling at me? Man, I'm so sorry. Look, it's a new thing I'm doing. Somebody gave me this phone script. It's written in italics. I don't know why, but I guess I'm supposed to yell at you. Just hang on. There's some regular font coming up later. We'll get to that in just a second. No kidding. And Bob would book an appointment. And then I'd go into home and I'd read them a product brochure, story time with Fitz. I was 23 years old and I'm telling them how to protect their family. I barely have a family at that point, but I'm telling them just through this, hey, Bob, mortgage protection is life insurance that you purchase in the event of your death. You can pay off your mortgage. I'm reading a brochure to them. That's how I made my first commission check of $1,800. Not even kidding. So what we've done, they say my generation are helicopter parents. because our parents didn't pay any attention to us and we nearly died 8 times a day. Now, my generation are parents that like to hover over our kids and wrap them in bubble wrap so little Johnny can't get scraped. Well, it's an overreaction to how we were treated, right? So we've done the same thing with the Alliance. We got no training when we first got started, so we've overreacted, and we have a lot of training now. A lot. Now, it's like sending your kid into Costco to get a stick of butter. They're going to walk out with a TV and no butter, right? So let me guide you through it. Here's how we do it. Keep it simple, okay? First, to sell with us, you do need a life insurance license. We're going to show you how to do that. You're going to need to study. We've got courses that normally cost, it's not our course, it's third party. They normally cost like $200. We've got discount codes we can put in, get it to you for $50. We're saving you $150 right off the bat. Most people study for about 7 days. In this current time, most people are studying. They're mandated to study for about a month because most of the testing centers are closed right now. And so you study, you get the material down, you go take your state exam. You don't have to ace it. You just got to make a 70. If you make a 71, you're a nerd. You study too hard. Just pass the test, right? It's a pass-fail. It doesn't really care about your grade. And then application and fingerprints go off to the state. They get you your license. Now you're ready to start the training. Now, rather than going through Costco looking for that stick of butter, we'll keep it simple on the training. We're going to pair you up with a mentor that's going to teach you all you need to know to start selling immediately. We're going to teach you phone script. We're going to teach you how to do the sales presentation. We're going to teach you how to run a quote, how to fill out an application, just the basics. And once you start booking appointments, now we're going to tell you what to go sell them. We'll help you prepare for those appointments so that when you're meeting with the client, you're presenting to them something they can actually buy right now. And you can make a sale on your very first appointment. A lot of people do. Teaching you the basics. 25 companies, 80 products. It's going to take you a lifetime to become the product guru. There's people who've been with us 15 years that still don't know all the products, and nor will they ever, in my prediction, right? So we're going to teach you the basics. Finally, work as much or as little as you like. Work as hard as you want. Or work as little as you want. Our full-time agents are going to do 20, 30 appointments a week, 40, some right a week, 40 appointments. Part-time may do 10 to 15. And then we have some time and any time. I've got a guy that turns in an app every February. Don't know why. He just turns in an app every February. I've got agents that work hard for a couple of months. They disappear for 6 months, come back when they run out of money and work hard again. You have that flexibility. But I'm telling you, if you want to treat it like a job, 20 appointments a week is going to make you $250,000 a year. Hello. The Alliance is a whosoever doeth company. You work the plan successfully and you will get promoted. I didn't grow up on the right side of the tracks. I didn't have the right pedigree. When I talk about being Irish and Fitzgerald, we're the Fitzgeralds that snuck in the Mississippi Delta. We didn't come in all prominently in the Northeast. We snuck in the back door to get into the United States. So I didn't come from that silver spoon family. I came from a plastic spork family. I was grateful to have an opportunity that I could get all I wanted. It was up to me to go get it. That nobody's going to hold me back because of my education or because of my background or because my parents weren't married or whatever. Nobody's going to hold me back. It was all about me going and doing it. And I love that opportunity that you have as well. Next question. How much can I make? I don't know an answer to this. Truthfully, I'm going to explain how we make money, but I don't know the end number. Because we got 2 ways of making money here. 2 ways of making money. Number one, you can make money on personal sales. Personal sales, the clients have requested you to come see them. By the way, it's okay to sell a policy to your friends and family. That's perfectly okay. It's not our marketing strategy to hire people and say, now go sell to your friends and family. But here's the thing. I'm working right now and trying to get one of my friends covered because I don't want to be at a funeral for my friend. I'm going to outlive them all. I'm going to 120. But I don't want to be at a friend's funeral and look across the grave at his widow and know that they're going to lose the house in 90 days because I didn't offer them life insurance. So I don't want to be in that situation. So I'm making sure all my friends and family have life insurance, but it's not our strategy. We have people asking us for life insurance. So through personal sales, how much can you make? Don't know. I think this year we may end up seeing $1 million income earner with the Alliance just off of personal sales alone before they get into the other way of making money with us whatsoever. You're going to make about $500 average commission per sale. Now that's an average. I've seen people make $80,000 on a sale, and I've seen people make like $16 on a sale. Those are kind of the extreme numbers. If you're a statistician, you kind of throw out the extreme numbers. Average is around $500. We have 25 companies and 80 products and a lot of compensation levels. And so I could go through each one for the next 4 hours and explain to you in detail each product and how you get paid on them. but the average is about $500. What if you get paid $300? Still a good deal? Yeah, you met with a client for like 45 minutes. Nowadays, people aren't even leaving their home to meet with a client. You just made $300 in 45 minutes. I'd say it's a pretty good deal, but our average is closer to 500. The question is, how many sales a week can you make? We're seeing people right now in the current scenario that we're in, we're making sales from home. People are waking up in the morning. Our agents are waking up in the morning and saying, I'm going to make 8 sales today. And they get on the phone until they make their 8 sales and they're done. Crazy what's happening right now. So how many sales a week can you make? Don't know. That's up to you. Now, I want to talk about the other way of making money. I told you earlier when I first got started, my friend Andy told me to get my license. My first commission check was $1,800. And I instantly believe this is a way of making money. I was instantly bringing money home and supporting or helping support my wife and me and our lifestyle, right? But then he said, hey, if you want to build a business here, it works very similar to real estate or mortgages. Insurance business is very similar in that agent A can hire agent B. When agent B makes money, agent A gets paid a little bit for helping. I was 23 when I was told this, and I literally said these words, cool. I guess it was just one word I said. That was my thought. That was my process. 43, now 20 years later, I'm thinking, yeah, cool. So I ran a newspaper ad, frankly, because I had no friends left. I just graduated college. I'd gotten a lot of my buddies to sell vitamins with me during college. And when they graduated college and got real jobs, they weren't interested in following me into a commission-only job. So they said, we'll see how it works out for you. Now it's worked out well for me. And they're kind of saying, we always knew you could, but it's just not for us. We don't really believe it's real, whatever. So anyway, I ran a newspaper ad, 23 years old. I hired a 50-year-old insurance agent. I'm 43 now. I don't know why 50 listened to 23. I had nothing to prove. That I was doing anything. I just told him what I was doing. He went out there and made a sale. He got paid $500. I got paid 50 for helping him do it. And I thought, cool. So I thought, here's what's awesome about this. I can build a business out of this because next week he's going to go out there and sell again, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 sales. And I get paid 50, 50, 50, 50 every time. And in the meantime, I could hire 3 or 4 more agents. Andy and I started doing the math and working spreadsheets and going, dude, if we had 10 people, we can make $250,000 a year. And if we make $250,000 a year for 5 consecutive years, we'd be done because we're tight financially. And that's why Heather and I picked up from Burlington, North Carolina, moved all the way to Dallas, Texas. We were going to do it for 6 months. It's been 20 years. This is now home. My family is 60% Texan. Though I just passed the 20-year mark. I'm considered a Texan now too. It's 20 years. But that's why we moved here, because there was more people in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex than there was in the entire state of North Carolina. And in DFW, they're closer together. So it wouldn't take me as much time to go see them all. That's why I moved out here, to build the business side of it. And I figured worst case scenario, I can go make $250,000 making the sales. Seemed like a no-brainer, right? Well, that's how we've made the money we've made. The $20 million, it's not been from the personal sales. Sadly, I'm not that good at the personal sales. I'm much better at hiring and training. So here's what I did. I spent 4 years selling so I could keep a roof over my head. It was my job to go sell and make money and feed our family, right? But then while I was doing that, I was also hiring and training agents. And in June of 2003, the hiring and training was making more than the sales. And so I stepped away from the sales. This June will be 17 years since I was in a home making a sale. Now, I've sold friends and family in the meantime, but running an actual appointment off of a lead, 17 years. My income now is completely derived on my ability to help others make money. Think it's working? 17 years? So the overrides. On average, you're going to make about $100 per sale that your agent makes. Here's how it works. You're going to get paid the difference, okay? So what would you have made on the sale had you made the sale? And what did they make because they made the sale? If you would have made $600, but instead they made the sale and got paid $500, the insurance company pays you that $100 difference. Doesn't come out of your agent's money whatsoever. It's part of how the insurance industry is set up. Now, the thing is, most people in the industry don't take advantage of it, which is crazy. The question is, how many people do you know? If you don't know a lot of people, start running some ads, right? People are looking for jobs. 6.6 million people filed for unemployment in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Hello. People are looking for a way to make money. And a lot of them already have an insurance license, so we can get them started even faster. Get them started today. Now, back up to when I was 15 years old, and I asked Mr. Trainum, how do I make $1 million? He said, real estate, rent it all out, Bam! $1 million. You want to hear how I make $1 million here? 60 people. If you can get 60 people a month selling, that's $1 million income for you. If you're not that good, you can only get 15 going, it's $250,000 a year income. Now, is that exact numbers? No. Maybe you need 20 people to get 250,000. Maybe you only need 10. But I'm telling you, the numbers I've watched for 20 plus years now, $250,000 a year. There's only 15 agents out there selling. A good 4 or 5 or 6 agents out there selling is a $50,000, $60,000 a year income on top of whatever you're selling. Most of the industry doesn't do the override side. They're giving up so much money, and it works to our advantage. So now, who else is doing it? Well, I didn't today want to open up the line and hear from a lot of folks out there. So what I did on this PowerPoint is I threw up our latest leaderboard. We send out leaderboards once a week. They come out on Wednesdays. Today's Tuesday, so tomorrow the new one's coming out for last week. This is the week ending March 22nd through March 28th. You can see there in 15th place, Billy C. wrote $8,800. Jeremico did $8,900. Paul and Sam Minakino did $9,400. Megan did $9,700 in premium. Olga and Jason Mathis did $9,700. Debbie Ben did $9,800. I'm so proud to say that I know all these people. Jake and Belle Krause did $10,000 in premium. Mark Hutchison did $11,000 in premium. Tim did $11,000 in premium. Robert did $11,800 in premium. Mike and Michelle Alleman, I know them personally, man. They did $12,000 in premium. Tiffany did $12,000 in premium. Marcus Richardson did $18,000 in premium. Jonathan and Megan Yakey. Megan's the daughter of Mike and Michelle Alleman. Look in the top 5. There's 2 Alleman Yakeys in there, right? Jonathan and Megan Yakey did $20,000 in premium. And March 22nd to the 28th, Brandon and Ashley Beal did $76,000 in premium that week. Now, if you're checking this out and you're saying, well, that's great premium, what'd they make? Conservatively cut it in half. That's what they made in a week. Conservatively. And if you're producing, the volume's going to move you up in commission level. When you hire people, that volume's going to move you up in commission level. I would bet that none of these people are on a starting commission contract. They've moved themselves up. You keep doing production like that, you're going to move yourself up in a hurry. That's real money. Now, from an override perspective, Fitz, I like the override thing you're talking about. How much did I make if I hired that person? Well, just multiply those numbers by 10% just to keep it conservative. So if you hired Brandon and Ashley last week, just because of their production, you'd have made $7,600. What? Yeah. What if you'd hired Jonathan and Megan? You'd have made $2,000. What if you'd hired Marcus? That's $1,900. What if you'd hired Tiffany? That's $1,300. The money's real. It's real. You check this presentation out in a couple of days. We're going to have a new leaderboard up there, and you're going to see that the number is real. And people came back the next week and did even better. I'll tell you this, the Fitz Group, my organization, my agency, these last 2 weeks of production, we haven't had 2 consecutive weeks this good since the last week of September and the first week of October of 2018. So some in the industry are curling up in a corner and wetting themselves because nobody's buying insurance right now. But our organization said, bump that, man. We're selling like crazy because there's a presidential election right now. They keep postponing who the Democrats are going to nominate because everybody's so scared of dying. You can't sell life insurance right now. You can't sell. I'm just going to say it. I'll say it out there. Lay it out there. Now, here's the thing. The question isn't, does this work? Is it real? Yeah, it works. There's the proof. Is it real? I don't know. The insurance industry's been around like 4 centuries. Yeah, it's real. You know, do we really have good companies? Mutual Omaha is one of the best companies out there. Transamerica, I mean, we got great names with the companies. The question isn't, is this going to happen? Is this going to work? We've been around a long time. The question is, why would you do it? Why would you do it? I got to tell you, I don't know the answer to that. You're going to have to answer that for yourself. Why would you do it? I do it because I like to provide for my family. As a good friend of mine says, I don't like to live under a bridge, so I work. I like it, right? In a bigger, grander scheme, I think about legacy, and I think about how I can change my family tree forever and ever and ever because of decisions I make today and the work I've done the last 20 years. I know it's changed my family. Growing up, raised by a single mom, I'm eternally grateful for her sacrifice and everything she did to keep us in a home and fed and clothed. But there was never any extras. And I grew up as a kid saying, I want the extras for my kids. If my kid's going to be a professional athlete, if they've got that in them, they're not going to not do that because I couldn't afford a camp. That's what happened to me. I'm not saying I could have been a professional athlete, but we couldn't afford the camps that I needed to go to get the education and to get the recognition to make it to that next level. I couldn't afford it. I decided I wasn't going to be the crimp in my kid's hourglass. What's it for you? I don't know. I got to tell you, one of my good buddies, Marty said he came on board 10 years ago in May because he wanted to travel. And I got to tell you, once a year, we go on, at least once a year, we go on an all expense paid, once in a lifetime trip. To this point, my wife and I have gone on nearly 50 of these things. I'm going to show you a quick video about our next one we're doing.
I know where we're going to go because I can see it. We're going to go halfway around the world to Asia, to Thailand. Thailand, baby. Woo! I tell you what, my favorite thing in Thailand was the food. I'm not kidding you. The fruits, star fruit hanging from a tree, daggum dragon fruit, papaya. I thought I had every kind of fruit there was when I went to the Whole Foods, but apparently not. And this stuff is fresh, baby, and they will mix it up in a drink concoction like you would not believe. Keto is out, so they got carbs like crazy. Apparently everything's organic. Everything is the real deal over there. Fresh grown fat, fresh cut, and fresh squeezed, baby. First, we headed over to Phuket. It's P-H-U-K-E-T. It's not Poo. It's Poo. Phuket. The P is a P over there in Thailand, okay?
Brought to you today by the letter P.
And I'm going to tell you what, Phuket is the ocean area, the Laguna area. So many resorts right on the ocean. And the crazy thing is, there's these massive lagoons right off of the ocean. So we've got a taxi set up, a water taxi, that you can go around the whole Laguna area and visit different resorts for different reasons. Restaurants, bars, spas, all of them have something different. An incredible golfing area, but the ocean is right there. And there's a place out there that we're going to tour, and we go out on speedboats now. Thailand, baby. Make sure you take a cold drink on the way out there, and then you get out there to the Blue Lagoon, baby. It's ridiculous. They got a private island. We'll have lunch out there and just chill in a hammock. The second part, the extension, is in Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is another beautiful city in Thailand. We fly north from Phuket up into Chiang Mai. We get to this 5-star resort right outside the resorts in Chiang Mai, downtown. Shopping galore. All kinds of handmade crafts, handmade clothing, street food, street vendors, fun stuff. You ever been in one of those things where you put your feet down there and it got all these minnows nibbling on it? It's supposed to be making your legs smooth or something? I don't know. I like it. It's kind of crazy. It tickles. It's just fun. We're going to have a blast downtown Chiang Mai. Did I tell you the food was good? Did I mention that? They was grilling an alligator out in the open over there. They do some crazy stuff over there. You just got to see it. What I like is this bot. They call it bot. So I'm going to tell you, I didn't know how to say it when I got over there, but now I know it. It's bot. But I'm going to tell you what, a little bit American make a bunch of bot. And they're happy with a little bit of bot. So out on these street vendors, they call it the night market. Oh, it's crazy busy and crazy fun and crazy active. You just have your pocket full of bot, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Make people happy. I was buying stuff left and right. You're going to be buying stuff. You better bring you an extra suitcase to bring the stuff back that you're going to be picking up. The old straw elephants and the hats and the shirts. You're going to love the night market, and you're going to buy it all with bot. This elephant stuff, Asian elephants apparently are talented. They can paint, and they love for you to scrub their back and wash them. They love you. They are nice animals, and you get to ride them. Now, let me be clear. This is on the extension. I need you to win the extension, because when we go to Chiang Mai, baby, we're going to hang with the elephants. We're going to get crazy pictures to make all your cousins and all your neighbors jealous. To win this contest, you don't win it. It's not a lottery. You earn it. You just earn it, which means everybody that wants to gets to go. It's unlimited. 125,000 points gets you 5 nights and 6 days over there in Phuket, Thailand. 125,000 points. You get points for premium, you get points for target premium, you get points for annuities, you get points for HMAs, you got point for reducing people's credit, points for bonuses, all kinds of ways to add up to 125,000 points. Gets you 5 nights and 6 days in Phuket, Thailand. Trip of a lifetime. You say, wait, I want to go experience the elephant. Wait, I want to go to Chiang Mai. I want to go to the river resort. I want to go to the night market. I got to go to Extension. That's 3 more nights, 4 more days. The way you do that is you hit 220,000 points. 125,000, not a big deal. 220,000, not a big deal. Hey, I want my mom and daddy to go. I want my cousin, she raised me, or my aunt, my uncle. Oh, you want to bring another couple with you to Phuket? That's 440,000 points. You can do it. 550,000 is all it takes, which, by the way, would get you a trip for 4 to Phuket and 4 to Chiang Mai. Is that crazy? I can't wait, because we're going to have people this year writing 600,000, 700,000, 800,000. They're going to be trips for 4 to the other side of the world. Premium points in Phuket, baby. It's premium points in Phuket, baby. Premium points in Phuket, baby. I know what I want, and I know how to get it. I think I know how to get it. It's premium and points in Phuket, baby. I'm Phuket bound to Thailand, man. The other side of the world, because I got the premium. Now I'm going to Phuket. You get the point. Boom, yow! This trip is a trip of a lifetime.
My friend Andy I've been talking about, president and CEO of the Alliance. He's the one that introduced this to me and got me to make $20 million. I love it. Not a bad dude to know, I promise you. And I'm fired up about going to Thailand, man. I've been enjoying Thai food for years. Pad Ki Mao and chicken pad Thai. Oh my gosh, I love some Thai food. And I just found out like a couple weekends ago, I got some friends from college, married couple. I thought they were living in Bangkok. They're actually in Chiang Mai. So when I qualify for the Chiang Mai trip, I get to go see my friends that I get to see like once every 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, something like that. Anyway, lots of points. Andy just explained it. There are all kinds of bonus points that you can qualify for to get on this trip. If you are just starting today, first time looking at this, let's say it takes you a month to get your license. Look, you're going to get 60,000 of bonus points. That brings the total to 65,000 that you got to do to qualify for an all-expense paid trip to Thailand. When was the last time you had a job that paid you $37,000 for the year and took you to Thailand for a week? All expense paid. Never. That has never happened. So I hope that appeals to you. I certainly, it appeals to me. Now listen, here's my contact information. Whoever invited you on this call today, I hope you have a time to follow up with them and get more questions answered. If you don't, please go back to them. They have materials they want to put in your hands. They got audios to listen to, all kinds of training calls they can get you started on. But go back to them. If you don't know how to get in touch with them, I'm telling you, call me. There's my office number. If you prefer to fax people, there's my fax. Still have a fax. My cell phone, website, email. Listen, don't hesitate to reach out to me if I can help you. I'd love to. That's part of our culture at the Alliance. So get back with the person that invited you on this call. But if you don't know who that is and how to get in touch with them and they don't reach out to you, let me know. I'll help you get pointed in the right direction. Okay? Hope that helps everybody. It's been a glorious Tuesday so far here in Dallas, Texas. The skies look nice outside, and let's go help some families. Bye, everybody.